Alright guys, TJHaLy back again today. Hope you are all doing well and enjoying your day so far, and a couple of interesting topics to run through today. This Thursday we have a major update. It does seem to Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War Express is going to be arriving, potentially some weapon meta changes as well, if there are significant weapon patch updates coming. But League play is still a question mark, right? This seems like the last major update before the season does begin. We were hoping that around about the time when the season begins, that's when League play is dropping into the game to build the hype and kind of gather the momentum with the Call of Duty League. As yet, it doesn't seem like that's going to happen, as Charlie Intel are going to look at, as we're going to look at in a couple of minutes time here, suggesting that, look, it's not in the patch notes for this week. They don't seem to be suggesting it's coming anytime soon, which is, well, the question mark is, we were promised it effectively by the end of February, or at least in a couple of weeks' time. Surely now would be the perfect time to drop it. With the League on the horizon, doesn't necessarily seem like that's going to be the case. Like, if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you are new, as always, I'd greatly appreciate it. It really helps out the channel. Thank you very much indeed for doing that. First of all, this from the Minnesota Rokkr and some other organizations. 2021 looks good on us. Rokkr 2021 Call of Duty League player kit now available for pre-order. So this is what's going on right now. Well, officially the kit for the Rokkr has been revealed. This is really cool stuff. I'm not exactly saying it's spectacular. I think some of it's actually quite nice. Some of them I'm not so sure about. But at the same time, this is much more unique than what we were able to see last year, right? The CDL last year did it all themselves. They just copy and pasted everything. This time around, I mean, they've got to design their own things, right? So certainly this is a step in the right direction. We saw the Los Angeles Guerrillas have it as well, but as you can see right here, new jerseys for the season here from Attach. I think the white ones especially actually look really, really clean. The router down there on the floor. So honestly, yeah, pretty cool from the Minnesota Rokkr. I think the announcements of the other teams are coming out in the coming days. Not exactly sure. Some of them are spectacular, but some of them are much nicer than especially what we saw last season. But some people internationally have been having issues with shipping, right? And this is pretty unfortunate right here. So Spoons at COD Gamepedia yesterday put in the location at 10 Downing Street and well, found out how much it would cost to ship these items over to the UK. $95 subtotal. Then if you want shipping, you're paying at least $170 for FedEx International Economy shipping, the handling fee. I mean, the overall cost of this is just absolutely ridiculous. Now, to the credit of Brett Diamond and the guys over at the Minnesota Rokkr, they did come out and say, because these are shipped now, or these are sold on the individual websites of the organizations. Last time it was just the CDL shop. You would go on there and could buy everything off there. But now it's kind of up to the organizations a little bit more to design it, but also to manage kind of how the shipping works. So Brett Diamond says, look, update, we sorted additional international shipping options, so, you know, $25 to $45, so not as bad as it was right here. Still not necessarily ideal. I can certainly understand if you're Minnesota Rokkr, like, you know, how many fans do you really have in those other regions? Is it really worth going to that extra expense to make it work? At the same time, though, it's not necessarily the best look, and we'll have to see what happens for other organizations, whether they follow a similar route, whether it's equally difficult to get it from regions outside of the US. And one of the additional issues actually of having the more individual team websites, not on the CDLs, if you really liked multiple teams, you would have to buy them like separately, right, and have separate shipping costs multiple times, which is well, an additional frustration maybe for people who are trying to get in on this merch action. But certainly they should be a significant upgrade on what we saw last season. Los Angeles Guerrillas did their one as well, so, you know, just revealing this for you guys right here. I think many others are coming up. Seattle Surge Atlanta FaZe probably already out by the time this video is being made, so we'll have a look at them over the coming days. You guys can leave your thoughts in the comment section below on designs which aren't necessarily spectacular, I think, but at least have somewhat more originality than what we have seen last season, for example. So this is coming this Thursday, the new Black Ops Cold War update this week, very early on February the 4th. So this is the update we were promised, with Express coming into the game. Looks like that is still going to be happening, which is certainly very cool, right? We're a week out from the league. This map is dropping for Search and Destroy, we would imagine, and well, then we think, okay, which map's going to go? I think a lot of people are saying Garrison might be the one to go. I mean, it seems to be incredibly defense heavy, and I would be well, pretty satisfied if Garrison was the one out, to be honest. I don't think that necessarily plays the best to a 4 versus 4 Search and Destroy. In respawns, I think it's okay. In Search, it's a little bit questionable in my opinion, especially without smokes, snipers are gone, all this type of stuff in the current state of the game. But yeah, February 4th, there's going to be an update. Express comes into the game. It seems like the perfect time to drop League play as well, right? And yes, they never confirmed that League play was going to be coming on a particular date, They just said it was going to be happening at some point in Season 1, which is, I believe, ends on like the February the 23rd or something like that. But we've always talked about, and we talked about it last season, and we talked about it in Black Ops 4 as well, the fact that you'd really love to launch League Play alongside the League launch, right? And yesterday on the Breaking Point podcast, and we recorded it, I believe it's going to be coming out live sometime today as well. I'll leave the link to the Breaking Point channel down below, but we were discussing the possibility that, okay, what if you got some camos for watching the game? In theory, we've talked about these YouTube integrations where you can get camos for watching, and then if you went to League Play and got a particular rank in Masters, those camos would like level up. You get a gold version of the camo that you unlocked watching the CDL by playing League Play and getting a decent rank or something to that effect. Who really knows how it could be done, but there's so many possible cross integrations that happen across the both of them, and I do think that a lot of more casual public match players are getting increasingly frustrated over time with the skill-based matchmaking situation and would love to actually be able to play with skill-based matchmaking but actually have a rank at the end of the day. And it's a perfect time to say, okay, here's League Play, and at the same time the CDL's launching if you want to watch what the pros are doing and realize why you necessarily are having to use these preset classes that we talked about. Yeah, this is the perfect opportunity to do so. Who knows whether it'll come next week, but as well, CharLi and Intel go on to say in just a second, it doesn't seem like it's in their blog or what is dropping this time around, as they show some new images on Express right here if you guys aren't familiar with exactly what this map was from way back in the day. So pretty cool to see this map finally returning. Definitely a good one in my opinion, and hopefully it'll be in the search and destroy rotation sooner rather than later. As Crone says though, dear Treyarch, please add ranked play ASAP before I lose my mind. Thank you very much. Goodbye to David Vonderhaar and the guys. And as CharLi Intel say, League Play is not mentioned in the blog post on what is coming this week to Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. It's still set to arrive during Season 1, which ends in late February. So that's still what they've said, but yeah, kind of unfortunate maybe it's not dropping now, but well, could we have expected it to, to say. Still no news about League Play as it stands right now. So this is what they said a while ago. Express was coming on February the 4th. League Play was coming in season, whatever that potentially meant. I was certainly hoping it was going to become at a similar time to Express. Would make a lot of sense to me. I mean, it would be great nostalgia for me personally to play like Raid Hardpoint, Raid Search, Express Search and Destroy in League Play, just like I was doing way back in Call of Duty Black Ops 2. But we may have to wait a little bit longer for that. Pretty interesting, right? When they have this League Play graphic right here, we can see Call of Duty League in the bottom right hand corner. We can see the CDL operator logos, which seems to me like they're really trying to integrate the two. But the fact it's not dropping this time around, maybe it'll drop this time next week, right? But I'm not really sure how often they do updates. But major updates like this when new maps dropping don't come around too often. Seems like a good time to put League Play in the game. Maybe they're just going to do it silently and drop it in without actually revealing it in advance, which would be a pretty hype moment for us, I am sure. I think a lot of people have been waiting for League Play in the game for a very long time at this point. So a week after Express comes into the game, that is going to be when the CDL kicks off. So I don't imagine, unless they like drop it on exactly the same day the league kicks off on that next Thursday, not exactly sure when it's going to be coming out. I mean, we really are up in the air at this point, but by sometime late February, that's when we're expecting it to at least be in the game at that point. And well, I guess that will coincide not too bad with the start of the league if they do keep to that timeline they set. But February 11th to the February the 14th, that is when these opening matches kick off. Just thought I'd mention this schedule for you guys once again, because earlier today we talked about our Atlanta FaZe looking pretty good in that scrim set, of course, up against the New York Subliners, and FaZe versus OpTic is the final match of the week here, Sunday, 6 PM Eastern Time. Going to be an exciting one to keep your eyes, and of course subscribe to the channel to make sure you do not miss any updates and recaps, all that type of good stuff. One of the other big question marks actually about the League Play whole system is these preset classes, right? We know the pros are going to be using preset classes. There's 15 of them that are going to be in the game. Call of Duty Agent does kind of, well, a leak on what they think the classes might exactly be right here. So Krig, Millstop or Microflex, Muzzle or Compensator, Ranger Barrel, Field Agent Grip, Airborne Elastic Wrap, 40 rounds, Raider Stock, all that type of good stuff. So we're not really sure exactly what's going to be going on here, but supposedly you're going to be able to have some classes and just choose a Krig class, and it's going to have all the attachments pre-made. It does seem like that's also going to be in League Play. So League Play, you're not going to have the option to use a QBZ or to use whatever you might want to use. Or, you know, some kids will just pull out LMGs or something, or I think they're actually banned in this game, but at least people don't get to pull out like ridiculous things maybe like they used to back in the day, and you get a kid on your team sniping and respawn, and you're like, okay, like, is this really the direction we want to go down? This guy's just costing me the game. At least this time they're forced to use something that the pros are using that is competitive, but it does mean the GAs are also integrated into the preset classes for the league, which is what I think it makes perfect sense to launch it alongside the league so you can explain, right, this is what the pros use, therefore this is what you are forced to use in League Play as well. There's benefits and there's cons to this. Not exactly sure what's going to be happening over the coming days, because currently the XM4 is in play, right, where you're kind of unsure whether it's going to still be in play in a few days time, but it seems like they've already integrated it into the preset classes that the pros understand and know about, out, so I don't really think it's going anywhere anytime soon. But as COD Gamepedia say, this is not correct. Official information will be coming soon. So I believe their preset classes are, well, similar to this, but not exactly what is suggested right here. Maybe things have changed. And of course, this Thursday, just a couple of days' time, there is going to be a patch update, which potentially could change some of the characteristics of some of these weapons. You could argue that, okay, the XM4, maybe it gets a recoil increase, maybe it gets some sort of nerf in some aspect or another, and now it's not so viable, or now we need to put a different attachment on it to make it viable again in certain situations. Who really knows what happens in the coming days? But lots of things to keep your eyes on for sure, and hopefully League play is not too far around the corner. Just this final clip from Scump to finish off with here. A bit of a throwback, to be honest, here on Raids. Hardpoint getting a lovely little 4-piece, 5-piece really, up against, I believe it was the Los Angeles Thieves, and well, kind of similar as Kevy Skills points out in this edit right here, to a couple of nice clips from way back in the Call of Duty Black Ops 4 days from TJ on what was it, Seaside, Hardpoint, and then of course Dashy in a very similar effect when you got that crazy 5-piece as well, and Dashy, as Miles said at the time. So intrigued to hear your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section, but hopefully League play does come relatively soon. At least it's promised relatively soon around the corner, but I was certainly hoping it would come slightly sooner than this, and maybe in line with this whole express timeline that we are having, but at least we're getting some competitive updates coming relatively soon at the very least. Intrigued to hear your thoughts in the comment section, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, I'd greatly appreciate a like on the video. It really helps out the YouTube algorithm to know you enjoy this content. Other people like you may enjoy this content as well, and grow the competitive Call of Duty community. Thank you for watching as always, take care, and I will see you next time.